The best way to learn photographic lighting is to study the catch lights in people's eyes. Your photos, other photos on the internet, just have a look at them and see those catch lights in the eyes. You can see exactly the lighting setup that the photographer has used in all of those shots. You can see they've used large square softboxes or round softboxes, octaboxes, various different ones. You might see some other types of lighting in there as well, but most of those shots will be taken with softboxes. And there's a reason why that is the case. It's because they work. Softboxes work. They work because they give you beautiful soft light. They work because they make your client look good, which is what we're trying to do most of the time. And they work because they simplify the process. In this video, you're going to see a shoot with Jackie. We're going to use softboxes throughout. I'm going to use mostly my 120 centimetre shallow softbox because it's the one I love the most, but I might use a couple of other softboxes as well. This is the second in a series of videos we're doing on softboxes and how to use them, how to get the best out of them, and the benefits of using softboxes. This shoot's going to be different to the shoot we did last week because Jackie's a different personality to Lana. So we're still using softboxes, but the shots we're getting are going to be a little bit different. You'll see as we go through. In between these shoots, when Jackie's getting changed, I'm going to give you a few tips and techniques about using softboxes. So you're going to learn a lot about lighting with softboxes in this video, and we've got a couple more in the series coming up, so keep an eye on them. We'll get into the shoot. You'd be amazed how many photographers have got those IKEA stools.
Really?
Yeah, they're all over the internet.
It feels strong, which is good.
Yeah, it does. It took me 3 hours to put it together. It's only 3 bits. It took me, I made so many mistakes. The first shot I usually do in a photo shoot, any sort of photo shoot, is a headshot. It's the easiest one for my client to do because they're sitting down, they're nice and comfortable, and it allows me to get a little bit of rapport going with my client. So we're going to use a couple of softboxes for this one. This is a little bit different to using a single softbox. What I'm doing is shooting with 2 softboxes side by side, and I'm shooting through the middle of it. So it gives me the effect of having a large horizontal softbox in front. It's a very frontal light. You've heard me talk about it before. Frontal light is a light to go to make people look good. So I'm shooting through the middle of these, 60 centimetre softboxes they are. I've had these for about 25 years now, and they're amazing. They just keep going on and on and on. Okay, Jackie, we're going to just shoot a vertical shot of you. I want you just to drop your chin a little bit. Yep, that's it. Think of happy things. Okay, wonderful. That's it. Get you to tilt your head a little bit to the side, yeah? Yeah, great. Okay, just maybe lean forward a little bit for me. Yeah, that's it. The chin down a little bit too. Yeah. Great. A bit more serious for me. Yeah. Good. Lovely. That's it. And tilt that head in for me. Yeah. Great. Okay. You can see how that looks. And when we zoom in really closely to Jackie's eye, you can see those 2 catch lights in her eye, reflecting exactly the sort of lighting that I've used. You can probably even see me if you're really careful. You can see me in the middle of them. Now, I'm not saying that softboxes are great for every type of shoot. I'm just saying that they're more useful than a lot of people think they are. So don't think that you've got to use them for every shoot. Just use them when you need to. Use them when you want your clients to look good. Use them when you want to simplify the process. I'm going to switch from these 2 softboxes now to a battery-powered, larger 120 centimetre softbox, my favourite softbox, and we're going to use the single one. So this is my favourite softbox. It's 120 centimetres. It's fairly shallow, but I don't really like deep dish softboxes. Once you put the diffusion on the front, there's no benefit in them at all. I haven't got an inner diffusion in here. This has just got silver fabric on the inside. Now, this is only a relatively cheap softbox. It's not expensive. I replace them every probably 3 years or so. I'm not looking at something that's going to last me for 20 years. Consequently, it's not built quite as well as a lot of the more expensive brands are. That doesn't bother me. The light quality is exactly the same. If you've got a 120 centimetre octabox that's cheap, it will give you exactly the same light as an expensive one. The difference is this inner fabric in here. The painted sort of fabric tends not to work quite as well. You can see with this one it's starting to wear off because this thing gets carted around all over the place. Every time I fold it up, a little bit of that silver on the fabric disappears. So after a while, it gets so dull that I need to just upgrade it, get another unit exactly the same. The best surface to get for a softbox is this dimpled one. This is in that square 60 centimetre softbox I told you about before. This is that dimpled surface, and it allows that surface to scatter light so much more evenly. Plus, as I told you, this softbox is almost 30 years old, and that surface is just as shiny as it was when I bought it. This is an Elinchrom softbox. I'm not sure if all of the Elinchrom softboxes have the same inner surface, but this is what you need to look for, that dimpled sort of surface inside the softbox. The same with umbrellas, particularly in silver umbrellas. Look for that surface. You're going to get a much smoother result with less specularity. So now I'm using my large 120 centimetre softbox. It's in relatively close. It will give me a slightly softer light than the 60 centimetre unit that I used before, but because I had two side by side, it was quite forgiving. Now, when I place this softbox in front of Jackie, I need to make sure that her face is turned towards the light. One of the basic laws, I shouldn't say laws, I should say guidelines, that we need when we're shooting in the studio or outdoors is to turn your customer's face to the light. Turn your client's face to the light. Turn your model's face to the light. Because that's the way you're going to get that beautiful frontal light on her face. So I've got Jackie sitting here. I'm going to ask her to turn her shoulders and her face over towards this light, and you'll see the difference. What I'll do first, I'll do it this way with her face turning away from the light, which is broadside lighting. Then we're going to turn her face towards the light, which will give us short side lighting. Okay, lovely. You look very, very hesitant there, but that's okay. Drop that chin down again for me, yeah? Just like that, Jackie. All right, here we go. Beautiful. Yes, look at that light. You can see, in that case, we're lighting the broad side of Jackie's face. Now I'm going to ask her to turn her face around towards the light. You turn that way for me. Yep, maybe turn your shoulders a little bit, yeah? Lovely, and eyes to me. Yeah, that's good. Lovely. Yep. You can see the difference in those two shots. I'll put them up side by side so you can see the difference. Broadside, short side lighting. You've seen other videos I've done on that subject, so I'm not going to go into it too much. You'll also notice that I've got this light relatively close to me. I'm shooting from close to the side of that softbox because I want to make it as frontal as possible. The further that light goes around the side, the more radical that light's going to be on Jackie's face, the less flattering. The further I move away from the softbox, the same thing happens. And I've also got it maybe 15 degrees above her eye level, just coming down on her face, because we all know that your brain likes light that comes down on people's faces. Okay, a couple more. Maybe pull that hair forward for me. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Great. I notice in a lot of my videos I say yeah a lot. Yeah.
I'm going to notice it.
Let's turn that face. Yeah, that's good. Okay, lovely. A chin down again for me. Yeah. I did it. There you go. Okay, so we're going to do some 3/4 lighting. We might use that same outfit. Now, we're shooting Jackie in this position now. I'm doing a 3/4 length shot, so I'm shooting down to her knees. I don't want to shoot from my position up here, as you all know. I'm going to get my camera down slightly lower, but I want to make sure that when I shoot Jackie, I've got that coverage of light from head to toe. So I've got this flash a little bit further back, the softbox moved back, just so we get a little bit more spread on that light. Okay. Yeah, lovely, Jackie. Just put your hands in behind the bottom for me. Yep, that's it. Great. Yeah, maybe hands up just above your head there, yeah, so I can see your eyes. Yeah, good. Terrific. I haven't shot that background before, it looks quite good. What I'm going to do now is move Jackie a little bit further forward, so I'm going to throw that background a little bit out of focus. Now I need to move her forward because I'm shooting at f14 here, as I do most of my shots in the studio. I'm going to move her probably 2 meters forward, so I need to move my softbox 2 meters back, just so that that distance from the light to Jackie is the same and my exposure won't vary. Okay. go. Right, yeah, that's cool. Maybe, yeah, maybe cross your feet over. Yep, okay, lovely. That's cool. Yep, tilt that head again for me. Yeah, lovely. I said yeah again. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That looks really good. You'll notice that that background's a little bit softer. I mean, it's not as if I'm shooting at huge apertures or anything here. I'm shooting at anywhere from f11 to f14, but it just throws that background a little bit out and allows it to darken down a little bit too, because it's a little bit further away from the light than Jackie is. Now tonight I'm using a strobe or a large studio flash in the back of my softbox, which I do for most of the shoots in the studio here. But you don't have to get those expensive large powered strobes. You can use a speedlight in the back of your softbox quite simply. You could use a constant light, an LED light. I'm going to talk a little bit later about the mounts that you use to do these various different things. Most softboxes nowadays have what we call a Bowens mount, which is a bit of a standardized mount. If you don't have a Bowens mount on your flash or on your softbox, you can get adapters to suit. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. But just because you've got a speedlight flash and nothing else, doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of these softboxes. We're doing full-length shots of Jackie now. She's got this spectacular outfit on. I think she's a bit of a closet cowgirl myself, but shooting full-length means that we need to have our softbox a little bit further back again so that we get a full coverage over her head right down to her toes. And posing can be a little bit more difficult in these situations as well if you're not experienced. I'm very experienced, so I never have a problem with that sort of thing. I say that and you'll notice me stuff up here a few times. So we're still using the large 120 centimetre softbox because it gives us beautiful soft light over a large area. Okay, Jackie. I like shooting full-length shots because I get to sit down and it makes it so much easier for me when I'm sitting down. Okay, lovely. This is where our light is. I've got it a little bit further around to the side this time, just because I want to show a little bit more texture in the shot on Jackie's clothing and things. So we'll get you standing a little bit further forward for me. Yeah, wonderful. Cross over those feet for me. Yeah. Turn your shoulders away from the light and your face back to the, yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's cool. Okay. I say cool a lot as well. All right, here we go. Yeah, lovely. Maybe we want to show those tassels off a little bit. So maybe, yeah, that's it. Good. Just turning that face a little bit for, yeah. Great. Now, just because I've got my lighting set up for full length doesn't mean that I can't crop in and do a 3/4 shot just like this. If you've got a pose that works really well, even just that toe turned out there, that makes a difference to the look of the pose. That wasn't my idea, that was Jackie's idea. Okay, so we're going to turn you around to face the light a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. Pull hair forward on that back shoulder. Maybe not face your palm to us, turn your hand over a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Not that you've got ugly palms, but it's just a bit eye-catching. Yeah, that's cool. Just cropping in a little bit, and you can see the sparkles that we get off Jackie's outfit look amazing, particularly with this flash. If we used a smaller source light, we may get a little bit on one side of Jackie's body or her arm, but because we've got the larger light, the light's coming from multiple directions and it's lighting up that much more evenly. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's it. Terrific, Jackie. Now, maybe feet apart for me, weight on one foot. Yeah, terrific. That's it. Go. Yeah, here we go. Just looking straight down at the roller door there for me. Yep. Eyes back to me. Yeah. Cool. Two hands up just in front. Actually, yeah, no, that looks good. But I want to do it halfway too because it looked really good when you did that. Turn your face that way a little bit for me. Yeah. Okay. Ah, that looks fabulous. Yeah, lovely. Shoot a horizontal. Yeah. Good stuff. Now, up on your shoulders for me, here. That's it. Good, yeah. Can we shoot, is it okay to shoot the back of that? All right, so I want you to turn around that way to face over there, because I still want to be able to see your face. Yeah, that's good. Maybe bring this hand up in front and put it up here. Yep, so we get a little bit of that, those tassels hanging down. Just look at the light for me, yeah? That's it, good. Yeah. Yep, bring that hand up and just rest it on your hip. Yep, good. What can you do? Yeah, your whole body sort of thing. So swaying around to the side, and yeah, that's it, cool. Just keep that face a little bit over that way, eyes to me, yeah. That's it, yeah. Now I've got to just time it at the right time, which is not easy. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Now when I'm doing those sort of shots, I try to crop my shot a little bit loosely, so I've got a bit of extra space around there because I don't want to get a great shot with Jackie's arm halfway out of the frame. So just zoom back a little bit, frame it a bit loosely, and then you can crop it into what you want later on. All right, so now I'm going to move my softbox up higher just to change the way that that light hits Jackie's face. I'm not a real fan of having light up above your model because I think it's quite difficult to get good light in those eyes. I know a lot of photographers do it, it's just something that I never do. It's a little bit complicated as well, getting booms and sandbags and all that sort of stuff. I'd much rather just lift it up a little bit more, and if I need to, I can just feather that light up so that it aims above Jackie's head and throws a little bit more harder light back down onto her. I'll show you that in a minute. Maybe a bit more aggressive, yeah, hands there, that looks great. Okay, framing, focusing, here we go. Turn your face to look straight down at the rope there for me. Yep. Turn your eyes to me. Yeah. Maybe move your face back a little bit to make it easier. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, love that. Okay, so I'm going to feather this light up a bit above Jackie so that that light source becomes a little less soft. I'm going to move it in a little bit too because we're going to lose a little bit of light. I might have to alter my aperture a little bit just to get my exposure working properly. Okay, here we go. Lovely, Jackie, yeah. It's cool. Get my focus. Yeah, lovely. Now you'll see there's a bit of a drop off in that light from the top of Jackie's body down to her knees, and that's because that light is feathered up, but I quite like that. I think that looks really nice. What I'll get you to do is to look at the bottom of the light there for me, Jackie. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, lovely. All right, whenever you're using a high light source, it's a good idea to get some shots looking upwards, but I quite like that. Looks a bit different, and different is always good. Not always. I mentioned before about the Bowens mount. The Bowens mount is the most common one for strobes and speedlights to connect them up together. This softbox has a Bowens mount on it as it comes from the factory, so it fits a whole range of different strobes. If you don't have a Bowens mount, if you have one of the other brand mounts, Profoto or Elinchrom or any of those, you can get adapters that will change the Elinchrom or the Profoto mount to a Bowens mount so that you can use any of your strobes or any of your softboxes and mix and match them. I've got probably 6 or 7 different brands of strobe in the studio, so I use adapters sometimes to fit my softboxes to those strobes. Now if you want to use a speedlight with your strobe, it's quite easy as well. Your speedlight's quite small, but you can get these brackets, various different types of brackets, but the S bracket is generally the one that's accepted to be the most useful. All you do is slide your speedlight into the S bracket, clamp it down in place, and then you have your Bowens mount on the front here. that you can attach to any of your softboxes that have the Bowens mount. It makes things so much simpler to do that. It's a little bit bulky, but it's not as bulky as a strobe unit. And any of the shots that we do in the studio here could be achieved just as well with the Speedlight. You don't need to pay for a powerful strobe light in this situation. This mount, this S-bracket, fits straight onto the top of your light stand, and also it has an umbrella mount in there. So if you don't want to use the softbox, you can use an umbrella as well, which is a great tool. Various different softboxes have different ways that you assemble them. In the old days, and still some models now, you need to have a whole series of rods that you poke into little holes and then try and get the cover over the top of it. It can take quite a long time to do, and it's quite complicated. And you don't want to be wasting all that time, particularly when you're outdoors, particularly when it's raining. The other type is like this softbox that I'm using today. It's an umbrella style. So we just tear back the diffusion material and we simply push it on the ground, push it down, and it locks in there. Then we can put our diffusion material back on and we're pretty much right to go. And that seems like a great system, and it does. It works really well. But there are better systems now. There are a couple of manufacturers that make pop-up type softboxes. This is one from Niwa. And what happens here is the softbox packs away quite small, so you can pack it in a suitcase if you want to, or I put it in my trolley, my photography trolley. When I want to open it up, I can just pull it up here and pull these two brackets together, and it simply locks in. And it's a much simpler way to do things. And if you want to undo it, you just push the lever and it collapses back down again. Now with any of these assembly options, you need to be a bit careful of your fingers. You don't want to get your fingers stuck between any of these parts because it can hurt. So various different softboxes have different ways, but it's really a good idea to get something like this that will open up quite simply and close down quite simply as well. Another handy hint is don't try and attach your softbox while your light's on a stand. It's quite difficult to line it up properly, and there's a good chance that you might break something up here if you've got an exposed bulb particularly. The easiest and the best way I've found to do it is to simply invert your softbox on the floor, place your strobe on top, and then just click it in. And then you put it back on the stand again. It's a much simpler, easier way to do it. So Jackie's got this amazing outfit. I mean, she's got lots of great outfits, but this one in particular, I wanted to shoot against a white background so it would pop off the white surface a bit. I wasn't sure what sort of lighting I was going to use with it. I've got the softbox slightly off to the side, which is my standard position for most of the shots that I do. I'll do a few shots like this and then we might move it around to see if I can improve that lighting a little bit. Okay, just stand like that, that's great. Keep that hip out to the side, yeah. Okay, here we go, yeah. And she's turning her face to the light perfectly. I've been photographing Jackie for quite a while. You'd think she would have learned by now to turn her face towards the light. She has, just then. Okay, Jack, here we go, once more. Yeah. Okay, those hands behind your bottom again, yep. Good stuff. Yeah, out to the side a little bit more. Just swing your hips from side to side a little bit if you can. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, cool. Keep going, yeah. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Now, whenever we do something like that, it generally brings a smile to the face because Jackie feels a little bit embarrassed doing this sort of stuff, particularly on camera, but I don't care about that as long as I get good shots. You know that's not true. Yeah, okay. Yeah, good. One more. Yeah. Yeah, one more. Okay, cool. So looking at those shots, they look great, but I think I could probably get rid of that shadow on the background a little bit more, just to pull attention more to Jackie rather than to have that little shadow in there. Shadows are not bad, don't get me wrong. I've done a video on shadows before. I love shadows, but we can manipulate those shadows to create a different type of image. So what I'm going to do is move my softbox directly in front of Jackie so that that shadow will be minimised. It'll be on the white background behind her, and I think it's going to make that outfit pop a little bit more and just look a little bit more poppy. You know what poppy means, don't you? There we go. Now you'll notice I'm shooting directly underneath this light. If I wasn't so lazy, I would get a boom stand to do that, but it takes me a little while to set that up and it's not going to make a huge difference. So I'll just get as close as I can to the light stand so that that light's as frontal onto Jackie as I can. Okay, that's it. Lovely, I'll just do a waist up shot first and then full length, yeah. Okay, cool. Now you can see that shadow's been minimised in behind Jackie. It's not it was a little bit distracting before, but now it's not. We've got it in behind her. It looks great. Okay, so we're going to do some hands up around the place. Yeah, that's it. The benefit of having this frontal light is that Jackie can stand anyway, turn her face any way she wants, and that light's still going to be great. Yeah, good stuff. Yep. Maybe round to the side, turn your body around to the side a little bit more. Yeah, 1 foot. Yeah, that's it. Great. Yeah, beautiful. That's it. Last one. Okay. The reason why I'm shooting Jackie against this white background is because I want the pattern in that outfit to stand out. I could shoot her over against the animal print in the background, but she would get a little bit lost because the colours are very similar, the pattern's fairly busy, and I think it just wouldn't work nearly as well as it would against a plain background. Sometimes you've got to be careful that your background doesn't take over from your shot. I love shooting on white backgrounds, but I tend to do it a bit too much, I think. So I've got to work on that in the future. So what we're going to do now, Jackie, I want you to just stay the way you are. I want you to reach down and grab hold of your heel, but I want you to keep your posture up nice and tall, okay? I don't want you to do it if you're going to fall over, okay? I want you to feel safe, okay? There we go.
You get that one?
Yeah, yeah. That's it, cool stuff. Yep, turn your shoulders this way a little bit if you can. Yeah? Good, that's great. Well done, that's cool. Okay, love that. One more. No, we won't do that. I was going to get you to jump in the air, but with those heels, I don't think it's a good idea at all. Now, pretty much every softbox that you can buy comes with a number of accessories. It comes with a grid, like this. The purpose of the grid is to stop the spread of light. It doesn't change the softness of the light because the size of the light source is exactly the same. It just limits the spread of light. If you don't want light on your background or you don't want light on any other part of your set, you can use a grid to direct that light a little bit more easily. Now, when you take the grid off, we've got our diffuser. There's a diffuser on the front here. The purpose of the diffuser is simply to make that light a little bit more homogeneous. That's a good Carl Taylor word. I learned that from Carl Taylor. So what it does is it just makes this light a little bit more even when it comes out. What it also does is it takes away any of the qualities that come from the shape or the depth of your softbox. As soon as you put a diffuser on the front, it simply becomes a softbox. The same with a beauty dish. A lot of people like beauty dishes. I'm not a big fan myself, but a lot of people love beauty dishes, but they stick a diffuser on the front. It takes away all of the qualities of a beauty dish that they like and just makes it into a softbox. Now, there's no reason why we can't take off our diffuser. If I'm outdoors particularly, if I need a bit more punch from my strobe, using my softbox, particularly in the bright sunlight, I might take that front diffuser off and just use the inner diffuser. That allows me to get a bit more power of light through here because some of that direct light escapes out through here and gives me probably a stop more light than if I had the front diffuser on. So that's an option for you. We can even take the inner diffuser off as well, and that will allow us to get a harder light still, but it will give us more light as well. I won't take all of these off, but you can see we've got the strobe in the middle and we've got our silver inner here pushing that light forward. Now this is where your shape of your softbox is going to make a difference. A deep dish softbox is going to project this light a little bit further. A shallow softbox, like my large one that I love to use, will project it out wider, so I'm losing a fair bit of light. So this will give me more power if it's a deep dish, or a parabolic. We're going to talk about parabolics in the next lesson. But this is going to give me the maximum light. Now, I might get 2 shadows on my shot, but if I'm not shooting up against a background, it's not a major problem. The reason why I get 2 shadows is because I've got 2 light sources here. I've got my, now we're assuming this is not here, I've got my strobe here in the middle, which is going to throw a direct hard shadow, and I've got this light here, which is going to throw a little bit of a softer shadow around the outside of that other hard shadow. But generally it's not a huge issue. If I'm shooting someone and they haven't got a flat wall behind them, it's not a major issue. So there are lots of possibilities that you can do with these various different accessories. I could even get rid of this inner diffuser altogether, and then I could put my grid back on. And that's going to give me more light, more directional light, and it's going to give me the same double shadow, but it's just going to keep that light contained to a smaller area. So don't just think you have to use your softbox with the inner diffuser, the outer diffuser and the grid. You can use any of these to achieve the results that you're looking for. So we've got Jackie in this beautiful green dress. I've got her up against the model background here because I know it's going to suit it reasonably well. But what I want to do here is show a bit of the texture of the dress. I don't particularly want to light her directly from the front with the softbox. I've got the softbox off to Jackie's right, my camera left, and that's going to throw a light that's coming across her. So it's going to show nice texture in that dress, but I need to make sure that Jackie's face is turned over to that my camera left side, her right side, just so that we get that nice light on her face as well. We'll mix it up here, do a few full-length shots, a few waist-up shots and things, but fabulous dress. We want to get some good shots of it. Okay, so that's great, Jackie. Just turn your, maybe shoulder straight to me. Yeah, that's it, and turn your face around to that. Yep, but just enough so that you're comfortable, you can turn your eyes to me. Yeah, that's it, great. Okay, here we go. Just do a test shot first. I always do a test shot first. Now, you can see I've got a fair amount of shadow on Jackie's left-hand side, my camera right. I want to fill that in somehow. So I could use a reflector on there to do that. But I think I'm just going to put another light in there. I'm going to put a speed light in there just to throw a little bit more light onto that dark side of Jackie so that it doesn't look so obvious. All right, we'll do another test shot, Jackie, just to check that light. Here we go. Yep. Okay. Yes, that looks much better. You can see the difference between these two. What I've done is I just put a strobe over on Jackie's left, and that's just going to throw a little bit of light there. It's on 1/64th power, so it's on the minimum power, just to throw that little bit of light in there. Okay, lovely, Jackie. Here we go again. Yeah, great. That's it. Yep. I sounded like I had a speech impediment then. I said, great. All right, so can you turn your shoulders back to me or move your body around so you're facing over this way a little bit more? A bit more, yeah? Yeah, now turn your shoulders back there and your face a little bit further, then your eyes to me. Yeah, that's great. What I'm doing here is trying to get the light across the front of Jackie's dress so that we show the beautiful contours and the texture while keeping that nice light on Jackie's face. Yeah, that looks great. Now that looks as if I spent 5 hours trying to get that light perfect, but I didn't. I'm just so good that I just put a little strobe over there and it turned out perfectly. Now all you people in the comments who tell me that it hasn't turned out perfectly, right, that's okay. Just hold yourself down a little bit. I'm not really serious. Okay, once again. The comment section is a very entertaining part of my mornings when I go and have a look at it. Lovely. Yeah, terrific. You get a few too? Yeah. Well, the good ones are really good. The bad ones are just funny or sad because you know there are people out there who think those sort of things, and you think, oh, I want to go and help them, but I really don't want to know who they are. yeah, okay. So where you are, feet apart this time. Maybe this hip out. Yeah, that's the way it looks. Yeah, that's great. And turn that face a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, lovely. Yep. Can you turn that shoe out so I can see the shape of the shoe? Yeah. See it? Good. And it made a little squeal when you did it. Yeah, lovely. last one, I want you just to turn and look at that light for me, yeah? That's it. Now drop your eyes down a little bit more. Yep, that's it. Great. One more. Photographers always say one more. There we go. Yes. Lucky I shot one more because it's the best one. So you're standing with your back against the wall. Careful of splinters, but just between the rope and the wall there. We're going to do this shoot in Jackie's pink bodysuit, or whatever it's called. I'm a man, I've got no idea. I wanted to juxtapose a little bit of the sort of razzmatazz against the old timber here, just to see what it looks like. It might look really naff, but we'll give it a go and see. And then we're going to shoot it on a black background and make it sparkle a little bit. Still using my large 120 centimetre softbox. Okay, that looks fabulous, Jack. Just turn that knee in a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. Great. Here we go. Yes, beautiful. That's it. Now you'll notice that my softbox is about the same distance as it was before, so my exposure is the same. Just going to zoom in a little bit more. Here we go, yes. That's what I love about zoom lenses. I can just sit in the same spot, leave my light in the same spot, just zoom in and out and change my cropping. All right, that's great. Like maybe one hand on the front of the thigh here. Yeah, that's cool. And turn that face a little bit more, yeah? Good, yeah. Here we go. A couple of smiley shots. Just imagine something stupid that hubby's done. Yeah, lovely. Of course he wouldn't do stupid things. Men usually don't do stupid things. We just... I haven't got a way to finish that sentence. We've got Jackie in this pink outfit, so I'd love to shoot her against a dark background, but I want to add some colour to that background. So I've got this little gel I'm going to put on my Speedlight, and that's going to throw a little bit of blue onto that background just to lift it up a little bit more. I just slide it in to the carrier on here, and there I've got blue light. Attach it to my light stand. Now, of course, I need to be careful that that blue doesn't light Jackie at all. So I need her further forward than the flash, just so that we only get the flash on the background. Okay, just a test shot here, Jackie. There we go. Now that looks good. I like the blue on the background, but I don't really like the horizontal shape of it. So I'm going to lift that flash up a little bit higher and give it a bit of a downward diagonal look, just to make it look a little bit more interesting. Okay, here we go. Yep, so that hip out to the side a little bit. Yeah, turn that shoe out for me. Yeah, great. Okay, just like that, Jackie, yeah. Yeah, cool. That's so much better. You can see that diagonal line from that blue light on the background looks so much better. Lovely, Jackie, just turn that face a little bit more. Yep, that's it. So I want you to turn your shoulders away from the light a little bit. Yeah, that's it. And your face back to that shoulder. Yeah, lovely. Just look at this, the bottom of the light for me, yeah? Pull that elbow out a little bit more that I can see. Yeah, that's it, great. Because I don't want it hidden behind. Yeah, perfect. Now just look over my head, just where my finger is here. Yep. Terrific. And one more, yeah. Okay, that looks great. Now, can we turn you around to face over that way a little bit? Yep, that's it. And yeah, just looking straight over your shoulder like that. Yeah, good. Can you get up on your toe on that front foot? Yep. That's it, yeah. Okay, good. Now turn your shoulders back around this way a little bit more. No, actually that looks better. Turn your shoulders back that way further. Yep, can you look over at me? Yeah. Okay, great. Bring that hand up so you can look at me through it, yeah. Lovely. Okay. Ah, that looks beautiful. We might not do the whole walking thing. We might just pose you that way. So take a couple of steps. Yep, just there. Now the other foot forward, a fairly big step. Yep, just like that, and keep that weight on your front foot. Yeah. Turn your shoulders back this way a little bit. Yeah, great. And looking straight at me. Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Are you able to crouch down? You can move your legs if you need to. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Hands up above your head. Yeah. Cool, yeah. Couple of smiley ones. Yeah, cool, yeah. Okay. Great, thank you. These look great. I love these shots. Sometimes I struggle to get variety in posing in shots, but everybody's an individual. It takes a little bit of getting used to working with someone. I mean, I've been working with Jackie for 20 years or so, but it takes a little while to settle down, for me to calm down, so that we tend to get that rapport going a little bit more. So it's just a matter of try it and see. It's not the easiest thing in the world, posing. I tell you, it's the hardest thing in the world to learn, and it takes the longest to learn. But persist with it, otherwise you're just never going to get it at all. The last shot we're going to do today with Jackie, it's been great fun shooting Jackie. The last thing we're going to do is just this head and shoulders shot in this outfit. I mean, it's a great full-length outfit. We might do some of that as well. But hopefully you've learned a little bit about softboxes and how you can use them. You'll get your favourite ones. Generally, the first one you buy will be your favourite one. But this one is my favourite one. You can do so many things with them. I'm going to give you a little bit more blurb after we finish here with Jackie, so stay tuned. Lovely. Just like that. Looks amazing, Jackie. Yeah. Okay, drop your chin down a little bit for me, yeah? Good. A little bit more happiness in the eyes. Yeah. Just think of that American trip. Yes. All right. Yeah, love that. But I need a bit of light on that background. There's a little bit of separation on Jackie's hair there with the dark background, but I just want to separate a little bit more, so I'll throw a bit of light on there. I'm not going to use a blue light, I'm going to use just a normal white light from the Speedlight. Here we go. That's it, great. Yep. Just turn your shoulders around this way a bit more, yeah? That's it. Lovely, yeah? Okay, going to do a full-length shot. One of the big benefits of this large softbox is that I get a wider spread of light, so that gives me that light all the way down to Jackie's feet. Particularly if she's got dark boots on, I want to be able to get some light on there. That looks fantastic. Gee, I'm better than I thought I was, you know. Okay, can you move that stool back just a little bit and sit around facing the front? That's another good tip. If you need to move furniture, get your model to do it. It saves you time and energy. Now, that looks great. Keep your knees together. Can you push that foot out a little bit further to the side? Yeah? Yeah, that's great. Yep, just turn that face a little. Okay, great. Yeah. Right, this hand up around your head. Play with your hair or something. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, so hands down a little bit, just leaning forward, one shoulder forward. This one? Yeah. Good, yeah. Chin down for me, yeah. Turn that face a little, yeah. I'm saying yeah again. That's it. Okay, here we go, yeah. Okay. Yes, okay. Terrific, yeah. That's good. Okay, you can see the difference that that backlight makes. If I shoot too quickly, I miss that backlight, so we've just got the dark background. But if I get it in there, it just lifts the shot up so much more. You can do amazing things with black backgrounds if you just use a little bit of light on them. All right, can we do a couple of stand-up shots with that, please? Just put the stool over there, Jackie, thanks. I'm getting a bit horrible now, just a little bit further forward. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm getting you to move all the furniture and telling you where to put it and stuff. That's okay. All right, so feet separated a bit more, yeah? That's it, great. Turn that face towards the light, yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, here we go. All right, what I'm going to do is stick a fan on your hair, is that okay? Well, see if you like it after half an hour under the fan. So we've got a bit of wind on Jackie's hair now. We've got the fan blowing, just to blow her hair around a little bit at the end. Okay, yeah. Cool, yep. That's it. Yeah, I'll just get full length. That's great. Okay, good. I'm just going to move the speed light in behind Jackie, just to highlight her hair. You take a step forward, please, Jackie. All right, yeah, that's great. Okay, here we go. Love that. Yeah. You just put some hands on the bow, as if you're just tying it up. Yeah, cool, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Do some full length ones. Maybe turn around to the side a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Great. Just shuffle forward a little bit. Yeah, that's it. So I need to hide that light in behind your head. Yeah. Cool. Okay, eyes to me. Yep. Yep. I just need to wait a few seconds for that speed light to brighten up. Yeah, fantastic. Same pose, just turn your face towards me a little bit more. Yeah. That's it. And the chin down a little. Yeah. That's it. Here we go. Okay. Terrific. Thank you very much, Jackie. That was amazing. You can get out of the wind now. Yeah. Okay, so that's a wrap for the shoot tonight. Hopefully you've learned a little bit more about using softboxes. Robbie's learned a little bit about backlighting because he's using this light in the background to highlight my beautiful hair. So in the next instalment in this series, I'm going to teach you a lot more about triggering your flash, how to trigger it, the various options we've got to trigger our flash when it's off camera. Also, I'm going to talk about the different shapes of softboxes. We have square ones, rectangular ones, circular ones, octagonal ones. There's a whole range of different types of softbox. Beauty dishes, we're going to talk about them as well. So I'm going to run through those options and tell you what they do and why you might choose one of those options over something else. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments section. As I said in the last video, that will help me to know what you want to learn. The next video, as I said, we're going to do a range of different things, but one of your questions might get in that next video. So comment down below if you think I'm doing things correctly or if I'm doing things badly. I'm open to any suggestions. I'm still learning as a photographer, so the more I can hear from you, the more I can learn from you. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Keep shooting.